get on to our next segment, and that is the Headlines Across Africa segment. Stay with us.
Headlines across Africa.
Headlines across Africa.
Headlines across Africa.
Headlines across Africa.
All right.
Okay, so today we're going to Tanzania, Senegal, and Uganda.
Okay.
Well, starting from Senegal, we're reading from the Lake Quotidian newspaper, and the headline says, Trafficking in Fake Medicines, an evil without a cure. After that of the goose's paw, a new seizure made at the weekend by customs.
Is that the heading?
Yeah,
Wow. Okay, let's go.
some people need to go back.
I know, right? Yeah, they'll listen to it on the podcast.
Well, drug trafficking has not yet subsided. After the seizure of the Goose's Foot depot by the police, customs through its units in the central region made seizures this weekend on fake medicines valued at a total of nearly 75 million CFA francs. Seizures of Indian hemp, plastic bag, and fertilizer shipments were also made by the Gabelos. Is that like a tag name they give to their customs? Gabelos.
Something like that.
Well, the soldiers of the economy have just made a name for themselves in the fight against the trafficking of fake medicines. After the seizure almost 2 weeks ago at the Goose's Paw, customs unit deployed at the central region level got their hands on a Peugeot 504 sedan. After several operations this weekend on the Kiru Ayib Kaulak and Kiru Ayib Uganda axis, as well as in the areas of traffickers' withdrawal, including forest, swamp areas in the Kaulak, Kafrine, and Fatik regions. The vehicle in question was carrying 497 boxes of chlorpheniramine, 150 boxes of indomethacin capsules, 4,000 packets of Appetit soap, 3,700 packets of Relief Extra, 1,000 packets of Omeprazole, and 3,200 tablets of Viagra. Well, customs reports that the total value of the drugs is estimated at 38 million CFA francs, and that this seizure, consisting mainly of painkillers, aphrodisiacs, antihistamines, and anti-inflammatory drugs, was carried out at around 5 a.m. during a chase initiated by the element of the Kaulak subdivision. The traffickers eventually fled, abandoning the vehicle at the entrance of the Ndao Bridge. Now, the documents from the Customs Office of Public Relations and Communications add, in the same register, the seizure in the Yongo Forest, located in the department of Neuro Durib, 2,770 injections amoxicillin sodium, 360 boxes Ireli Extra, 127 boxes of Viagra, 134 bottles of Abovita, 93 cartons of paracetamol, 440 packets of soap Appetit, 116 packets of Pierre Action, and 256 cartons of various other medicines counterfeits. Well, 528 boxes of aphrodisiacs and means of transport were seized precisely in Diama Thiawi, a town on the Ngada Keu Ayib axis. Well, they've drawn attention to the public that they are strengthening the anti-drug trafficking capacity. So the Customs Administration is actually recalling that between 2019 and 2021, operational units have seized different types of drugs and pharmaceuticals. That's a good step. It's a good thing because, I mean, the minute these things enter your market, that is it. They're transported to different parts, different places, and that's the end of it. People consume them, it causes problems for them, it brings about health issues, and sometimes some of these things actually, they set off different reactions among people. If you realize you have something you can't handle on your hands. The worst part is you can't even trace it.
That's the thing. But the system put in place to actually tackle this is what I'm actually impressed with. Okay.
Well, we're moving on to Tanzania, where we're reading from the Citizen newspaper. And the headline says, Tanzania government bans use of cash in payment of fines.
All right.
Well, the government has banned the use of cash in settling fines. Deputy Minister of Natural Resources and Tourism, Mary Manganga, said all payments from the files should be made through the official payment system, including the issuance of EFDs receipts.
Okay.
The Deputy Minister made the statement while answering a supplementary question from the Sigonge MP, Joseph Kakunda, who said people were being harassed, especially when they are arrested for allowing livestock into the reserves. In another question, Kakunda wanted to know why the government does not issue electronic receipts when it imposes fines that livestock that enter the Sigonge reserves. The Deputy Minister said in accordance with the Wildlife Act No. 5 of 2009, it is an offence for any person, including pastoralists, to bring livestock into protected areas. She said the act was not enacted for personal gain, but to control damage, including encroachment, poaching, and smuggling of livestock into such areas. She said the government has established an ICT system for licensing, permits, data collection, and revenue from various sources of the natural resources and tourism sector called MNRT Portal, which is connected to the government electronic payment gateway system for issuing control number, which allows payments. Then after you make the relevant payments, the MNRT portal system will provide receipts that are recognized by the Tanzania Revenue Authority, and she would like to assure the Member of Parliament that the receipts provided by the system are valid for government payments, similar to those that are issued by the Electronic Fiscal Devices system. I think it's good. When I saw the headline, I think I had a different reason in mind why they would be banning that, but I think she also has a good point.
You don't pay cash, huh?
For fines.
So what do you pay with? Your property?
No, they've stopped receiving it in cash. It means you do it via electronic means.
Okay, right.
And I think that's amazing. Corruption is going to be truncated somewhere in the middle of the line.
Well,
Nobody gets to collect the money and it doesn't end up in the coffers.
yeah, that's the thing. But electronically, it can be traced, yes?
Electronically, it can be traced. And I mean, they actually give you the exact account number or you send it to this. So it goes directly to them. Not that I give it to Musa sent it to Barry gave it to...
Then people start asking questions. I didn't receive anything, or this wasn't the amount I received and all of that.
Yeah.
Right, great.
Well, we're going to Uganda, where we're reading from the New Vision newspaper, and they have a headline that I think even applies here in our base Ghana. Well, the headline says, prison conditions appalling.
That is no news, eh?
Well, prison conditions in Uganda, Kenya, and Gambia fall short of international standards on rights protection for inmates, a new report has said. I think we should add Ghana to that.
Well, it's not far.
The report was published by
story.
Justice Defenders,
Yeah.
a registered charity and non-profits working in prison communities across Africa to facilitate legal education and training. Now, it is based on interviews with former inmates, prison officers, governors, and judicial officers across Kenya, Uganda, and Gambia last year. The author, Diana Good, an international litigation lawyer and part-time judge in criminal courts, also interviewed lawyers and academics to come up with the findings. Now, according to the report, a wide gap exists in delivery of justice, with many prisoners lacking access to legal advice, while many are in detention without trial.
Those are the remand people, eh?
You go and catch a goat, or go and steal a goat, or go and steal cassava.
And they decide to reserve you. We're not ready for you yet. When we are, we'll come for you.
I'm sure you wish you had fasted.
Yeah, the part that really gets to me is when they go for your files, and sometimes they don't even find it because there are thousands of them out there. Thousands.
They're actually not even digitizing themselves.
Exactly.
And there's too many people in one room.
Piled like sardines.
It's serious.
In a can,
so, I mean, I have a friend. He works with this NGO, and what they do is they actually are going across Ghana, going to region, looking at different prisons. And then they look at the cases of some of these people and see the ones that need to be taken to court, the ones that could actually be cleared off. Not just pro bonos. They actually look at if somebody wants to steal a goat.
Yeah.
And the person has been there for like a year and a half. For a goat.
Others actually there for more, like the time that maybe the sentence that they are
It has
supposed
a
to
lot.
exactly.
But you see,
Maybe
like the reporters mentioned, they don't have access to legal advice. So
But
who
I-
is even
but-
going to even
no, but we
talk
have
their matter
state
for them?
attorneys that
Yeah,
actually
but
do
you
these
think after
stuff.
they finish and then they throw you behind bars, they'll come chasing you to tell you that your sentence is up?
The system is just something else. It has to be improved, It has to be improved one way
Me,
or the other.
I am more bothered about what they do with them when they are in there. I mean, it's something I really want to work on. Set
Well,
up a prison, a private prison one day.
Really?
Yeah.
And what would you do? Okay, well,
I mean, when the
It's
people
supposed to
come
be-
in, but when the people come in there, I think instead of you just coming there, there's going to be community labor, but there's going to be a library in there. You're going to learn. Before you go out,
Okay.
I'm going to make sure that you're coming
at
out,
least you're
not just coming to add to what is already in the system, but you're coming out
reformed
refined.
person, huh?
Exactly. So they come out better. They come out, they have skills.
yeah. But
Somebody can write. Somebody
in
can
Brazil,
make
that
things.
system they do. If you're in prison in Brazil, you read
The one you read and then you reduce your
the
sentence.
sentence.
Yeah,
And
but-
it's not just about reading. You read and understand and explain and tell them what you've read and justify your questions if they.
For me, it's
actually
more about they
pose,
being
huh?
able to apply because
Yeah.
prison is it's more like okay, detention or something. Like go and sit and think about what you did.
I mean, in the Western world, it's called a correctional facility. Places to correct you and
The
reform
behavior.
you, make you a better
This
person.
place,
Unfortunately,
you go and they come back, they're even harder than they left.
okay.
Well, there's a story coming from the New Vision paper
From
in Uganda. Yeah.
Great. The show was Africa Daily on Africa Global Radio.